Mini auction time, but mega comeback time. Chatter is back, and look who's back on ESPN Cricket for Gaurav Sundaraman.
In
Welcome
new
back.
colors, huh?
Thank you. Good to be back. I've been following you guys for quite some time now, watching almost every other show. Good to be back on this
So,
side
Oh,
and keep
stop it. This is
ranting.
not like you're doing an
no,
interview or
no, wait,
something.
wait. But JS, then tell us on a scale of 1 to 10, how much sense on an average do we make on
No,
chatter?
no, I'm sure. I think a few of the predictions were right, and I think few were obviously wrong. Sometimes, we think completely differently as fans or as followers, but the franchisees think completely differently. They'll surprise you so many times.
Hmm.
Aha. Oh, this says it's funny that your view is countered by some CEOs who think that quite a few of our predictions and chatters are pretty on the spot and they're worried who are we talking to.
Which I think they're more worried about
You're the
your prediction.
insider.
I think your prediction is more accurate than any other franchise's prediction.
Sure. But what about
Um,
Ronak? All
you,
right,
you
let's go on.
you you would know, GS, how much this means because we've broken protocol. As you've seen from these Chatter episodes, usually it's Nagraj who speaks first, but this was a momentous occasion. But yes, let's get started. Mini auction where there is a cumulative purse of 230 plus crore. I'm going to start with the rapid fire because this is the question that most people are asking. I just want a yes or no. Will we see a 30 crore bid at this IPL 2026 auction? Nagraj,
No.
Ronak,
No,
Dustin.
Yes.
Thank you. Gaurav,
No,
why do you say that, GS?
no. I think for any player to get first of all about 30 crores, you need one more team to kind of take that bid so far. And I don't see any team taking so much of like there are only two teams possible. It's KKR and CSK, and I don't see CSK taking KKR so much for whichever player they're bidding for. Say assume it's Cameron Green or Venkatesh Iyer. You don't see CSK going till 30 crores to just buy that one player. It doesn't make a logical sense to me. So I feel like that won't happen. That's the only way a player can go about 30 crores in this auction.
yeah.
Dustin, since you said yes, I want to hear your argument first.
Yeah, so I think the opposite. I think that CSK will push KKR to just above 30 crores for Cam Green, just because they've got 43.4 crores, and I think they've got most of their first 11 set. So I think that they will say, okay, we can push it, even though it may not be what they traditionally do. They may be willing to make an exception. Also, sometimes at the auction table, emotions take over. You feel like, okay, let's just go a little bit higher to get this one player. And particularly in CSK's case, they will feel, and I know Gaurav has done some analysis on how maybe Green is not a good fit in their top order, but I still feel like they'll feel like if we can nail down that one all-rounder, then the rest of our side with Samson already there and the other players coming through last year is already is quite set. So I feel like they'll be willing to just go above 30 crore for Green, and KKR of course have the purse to keep going with them.
Ronak, Nagraj, anything to counter before we move to the
Yeah,
players?
GS has done a really nice bit of detailed analysis on a one sheet and shared with us, and that's why I give him credit for the point I'm about to make. But it is in it aligns with how I think of what franchises are willing to break the bank for. When do they come to the table thinking that the price point doesn't matter, right? And he classified something as the unicorn factor, the unicorn player, like something so exclusive as a skill set, like a Hardik Pandya, an Indian banker of an all-rounder, seam bowling all-rounder, lower order hitter. It's a very rare thing. The only question I'll ask is, given the sort of scarcity of international quality, if I may say that with due respect to those in the auction, whether enough franchises feel like Cameron Green really is the next big thing. I mean, the fact that his previous IPL innings was at a 17 crore mark, whether enough franchises think like, yes, we have the next Andre Russell or we have the next 10-year player who will grow into the all-rounder that we want, even though his bowling is still untested in IPL. He could even play anywhere at 6-7, even though his reputation is at the top. So the only thing that stops Cameron Green from becoming that player, and only he can become that player realistically at this auction, is that kind of opinion that teams might have on Green. For me, I don't think he's there. And like JS rightly points out, if this was a big auction with 3 or 4 teams having 30 to 40 crore and just that one spot to push, we might have seen more fierce sort of, I wouldn't say manipulation, but that whole, I'm sure every other franchise would love for KKR's purse to be stretched and they would want CSK to stretch them. But if there were more franchises possible or capable of doing that, maybe it would have happened. I don't see it happening in this one.
I 100% feel KKR will be challenged by CSK till 27 to 28 mark. 100%. This is based on instincts and a little bit of inside knowledge, but yes. And that bid, I don't know how much does a 20 crore bid take? How much time does it take, GS? Virtually 10 minutes?
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
can very
I
much
think there will be
happen
about
if
15 minutes spent on green. And I feel the number may not, like I said, not touch 30, but upwards of 25. I guess all of us probably agree or not. At least I feel it would be in the 27 to 28 range is where it stops. And the reason is because CSK will check what green is listed as. Green is listed as a batter, not an all-rounder. There's a reason for that. The two reasons I wanted to find out was whether Cricket Australia asked him not to put himself as a bowler because they manage the bowling workloads a lot. But the other theory was that whether a franchise asked him to put himself as a batter because then in mini auctions, there are no marquee sets. Correct, GS, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. So he's listed himself. He comes up in the first set. Clearly, some franchise wants to buy him straight. The other franchise, who's a rival bidder, is looking for a certain types of similar players, wants to create a dent, and it will. That's why I feel CSK will challenge KKR and bring them possibly as close as possible to their purse. Then they can kind of have a better auction, is what I feel. And the other bit about Green is, remember, this is a player that Akash Ambani, Mumbai Indians owner, called when he bought him for 17.5 as a life of who can give you a lifetime value. This player's now, and his numbers at MI were pretty good. Huh? His numbers at MI were like his average was 50, his strike rate was 160, his sample size was good. He went for the same number to RCB. So I don't think, what's his name? Green was saying that he was shaking when he saw 17.5. I don't know what will happen when he sees the number he will be bought off, whether he'll be shaking or whether he'll fall down or whatever. He will faint at that number. But I just feel that, I think Green surely should go for, I have a number. Can I show that? And to where he's going?
Go on. We only
wow.
Yeah.
Equivalent chart paper color also is the same. Wow.
KKR 28 crore.
Nagaraj has got a prop to this. Like, wow.
Nagaraj is upping the stakes. Wow.
Please notice the attention to detail. Like the paper is also purple color to go with KKR.
No, I thank my wife. We were doing something in the kitchen and she was having some different color paper. So I thought this is purple. This is the right time.
It was better if you started with that or if you didn't reveal all your details in this top and then go like, oh, by the way, I've also got this.
But no, let's see. I had to justify why 28 crores. You can't just say.
JS was going to say something, I think.
Go on, yes.
So just to on what Nagar said, ultimately Green's still going to get only 18 crores. He's not going to get 28 crores.
Yes, that's a good point.
In terms of him being super excited, he's not going to be that excited because he's already seen that much money already.
So he will quake. He will quake as much as he did.
Just one last point before I stop on this topic. The Cricket Australia schedule from August 2026 to October 2027 is extremely grueling. If we can put it if you guys can go see it. They play a lot of important tournaments and it's extremely grueling. So even the next IPL, I'm not too sure how much he'll be able to play. And he's obviously all-rounders. It's always going to be very injury prone. But yes, he might be a generational talent. And just to keep that, go behind these generational players, definitely franchises would pay. I'm not saying they won't, but whether it's going to help them win this immediate season or whether it's a long-term plan, we'll have to wait and see.
All right. So that is Cam Green. And of course, CSK, KKR are the two players who will raise the ceiling of that bid. We will have a lot more on CSK and KKR and their individual auction strategies. So catch that elsewhere on Chatter.